syndrome. You feel like, oh my God, I don't think that I'm supposed to be here. I don't think that I don't think that I am worth it. Imposter syndrome attacks your value and your sense of worth. You start to feel like, hey, maybe I shouldn't be here. Maybe I'm weighing over my head. Maybe this is not where I'm supposed to. Maybe I should just apply for I should just apply for a role that is a little bit lesser. Maybe I should just not aim for 1,000 people to coach 1,000 people this year. It's already May. And I've not even done up to 10. I'm weighing over my head. That's imposter syndrome. And the most important thing everybody on this call needs to understand about imposter syndrome is that it's a fraudulent feeling, right? It's a fraudulent feeling. If you can feel imposter syndrome, you're already 50% to dealing with it and leaving it behind you. Because the point of imposter syndrome, people that do not know anything and that are truly not worth it do not feel imposter syndrome. They are the ones that are even oblivious of the fact that they don't know anything. I don't know if anybody has ever met a confident and arrogant nobody. Like, you don't know this stuff, but you're so confident. There's a level of confidence that some people that don't know anything really do life with. They don't feel imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is proof that you know something and then you can doubt it. Because if there's something is in there, you can't doubt it. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm. It's still because you can see traces of, elements of that thing. That's why you can doubt that it's there. That's what imposter syndrome is. It's a major pitfall that you are going to feel on your different journeys. As you are hitting one level, as you are hitting one goal, you are going to feel imposter syndrome. It's right there. But if you fall into imposter syndrome, you want to get up quickly from it because it can drain you. It can drain your dreams. It can drain your strength. Right. And you're like, I think psychology has been able to identify about 5 different kinds of imposter syndrome. They've been able to identify the perfection syndrome, the perfectionist syndrome, where you're just like, hey, I have to get everything right. Everything has to look like this. Oh, people have to buy my stuff before I can do this. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. This and this and this and this. You're getting lost in the activities, right? You're getting lost in making sure there's perfect environment before you take a step. That's a kind of imposter syndrome. And there are ways to get out of it, right? It's just by doing. The best way to get over imposter syndrome is just by doing. I can massage you, I can give you comforting words and say all of those beautiful things. Yes, at the end of the day, somebody's gonna get up and do. That's how to get over imposter syndrome. Another pitfall that happens in this terrain, in your industry, in this life that we are living, in the dispensation that we are in, is you can get carried away. Like, so many distractions. One of the pitfalls waiting ahead of you at different levels as well is so many distractions. But you have to keep your eyes on the prize. You can't get carried away by what other people are doing. You can't say, oh, hey, Debola, look at what Debola is doing. She has gone. When she released her book, she sold 1,000 million copies. When she did her first coaching something, 1 million people came. You can't get carried away by what is happening to other people in your industry. Right? Those things are supposed to be sources of inspiration, not sources of intimidation. They're not supposed to get you cowering and say, hey, I'm not doing this thing anymore because people are doing better than you. Flash news. You may not be the best at your job. That's the truth. But you need to know where you are good at and where you are best at, and make everybody know that I am the best at this sport. You have to keep your eyes on the goals. You have to keep your eyes on the prize. We are not running the same journey. We are not going to the same destination. No one is you. I need you to say to yourself as much as you can, no one is me. It doesn't matter the similarities. It doesn't matter how similar our journey and our experiences have been. No one is me. No one is wired the way that I'm wired. No one sees colors the way I see colors. Everybody sees red, but you may not see red. You may see poetry when you see red. I don't know what you see when you see green. I don't know how you feel when you eat. There are some people that they romanticize life and they live life at the full. That's the kind of person that I am. People are like that, but they are not also me. When I eat, when I see food, I dance. I'm an adult. I'm going to be 30 this year. When I see food, I dance. Tomorrow, when I'm 80, I'm sure when I see food, I dance. We've had so many dances, we've had so many duets together that every time I see food, there's joy all over again. It doesn't matter what I'm going through. Once I see food, joy has come, at least for that minute. And then after I finish it, I problem can continue maybe in the next hour. But I know how to enjoy stuff. I love enjoying things. No one is like me. So you have to understand that people's journey is very different from yours. Where you're also going may look similar. Oh, we want to be the best coaches in the world, we want to be the best creatives in the world, we want to be the best life coaches in the world, best business coaches in the world. But it's not still the same place you're going to end up. So don't get carried away. Oh wow, this is what Mr. Lagbaja is doing. This is what Mrs. Tamedo is doing. Don't get lost in that, right? That's another pitfall, distractions. And distractions doesn't necessarily mean that something that can take you away. It is something that should entice you, something that should look like your future. But that's not where you're going. So don't get enticed by that, right? Another pitfall that is waiting for you at different milestones are bad relationship skills. Oh my God. And this is one of the things that you can do something about every time. Make sure that every time people interact with you, they do not have a bad experience. We talk about Instagram vendors or people selling things and they're not acting appropriately. We know how to quickly forgive people. On that, make how do I say that? We know how to quickly make excuses for our shortcomings, and then when people do the same thing, they've committed a grave offense, right? So that's how you should always look at life. That every time somebody have a bad experience with you, they're not going to make excuses for you. They're just going to assume that that is who you are, even though it's a bad day, even though it's a bad time. So that means every time you have to put your foot, your best foot forward. So you need relationship in this work that you are doing. You need relationships, and that means that you have to have great relationship skills. You have to stop seeing people as tools to use to get to where you're going and start seeing them as people. People aren't tools, people aren't resources. They can be repository of resources, they can be repository of tools and of experience, right? But they are not tools to be used, right? And if you continue to use people as tools or continue to have a bad relationship skills, you won't even have supporters. You will that supporters, your peers that should even be saying, yeah, this my friend is doing something, let me support. They can't support you because you are bad. And then sponsors will not come near you because you're bad, and coaches and mentors will not even listen to you because you're bad. And bad relationship skills is quickly spread fast than your good. I don't know if anybody has experienced that bad things spread like wildfire, and the good things take a while before people can even smell it, right? And that's how it is. Once something is bad like this, people are more willing to talk about it, more open to share than when something is good. And that's why we are here. We are trying to add more good things to the world. And that's why, like, this is really important, right? You want to build great relationship skills. And I don't mean that you should only connect with people that are gone ahead of you. Connect with your peers. See, let me tell you something you will not have heard before. Your peers are the people that you need to connect with the most. 90% of everybody that is successful in this world today was able to succeed by collaborating and making partnerships with their peers. I'm telling you for a fact. That's just a fact. Nobody that is making it past Dangote has made it past Dangote. Dangote and Adebola, they are BFFs. They are in the same level. They are not trying to. Dangote is not trying to. Otedola is not trying to override Dangote by connecting to Bill Gates. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense to people on this call, right? The people that are on the same level as you, and you know that they are driven, they're equally, sensible, and they are fighting through all these other pitfalls and keeping their eyes on the prize. Those are the people that you really need to do life with and build businesses with and partner with, because those are the people you can achieve stuff with, right? Then another pitfall to avoid or that you would experience in your journey is mediocrity. Oh my God, mediocrity is is going to want to hug you like this. Mediocrity is going to come out of the pit, hug you, and drag you down with it. And you will not know that it's bad because there will be no stain on your clothes. But you just realize that everybody has gone far ahead of you and you are still where you are. Mediocrity is one of the worst things that anybody in this world can commit, because nobody was created to be mediocre. Every time you see someone being mediocre or someone being excellent, it is intentional. If you see someone being excellent, it's very intentional. They're paying attention to details. They are doing everything to a T, crossing their eyes, dotting their teeth. And if you see someone that is mediocre, it's very intentional. Take it from an ex mediocre. If you mediocrity requires intentionality. I'm telling you, you have to say, I'm not doing more than this. So this is the one that they send me. This is the one that I will not pass it. Oh yeah, put one more extra. There is no the level of intentionality required to be mediocre. Doesn't make sense. for mediocres to be mediocres. Like, why not put that level of intentionality and then be excellent, right? So the barest minimum can cut a paper in half. What you're trying to do is not cut a paper in half. You're trying to shake the world. You're trying to let everybody know that, hey, there's somebody here and I've got something that can transform your life. You're trying to help people do better for their lives, for their careers, for their business. You're a coach. What you are doing requires so much energy. And the funny thing that there are so many excellent people in this world as well. You won't achieve much if you're a mediocre. I'm telling you. You will just and the principle of life is what you give that you get. It is what you give that you get. If you just spend 2 hours on your craft every day, it's 2 hours of results you will get. If you spend 3 hours of this thing on your craft every day, it's 3 hours result. If it is even once in a week that you look at your craft and do something to it, that's the kind of result that you get. Everybody that you see taking big opportunities in their different fields and doing major things, trust me, the number of effort they are putting in is commensurate to the number of results that you're seeing, right? What did Thomas Edison do? Before he was able to light the light bulb, 10,000, 10,000 10,000 different times before I was able to get it. And that's why for you to be great at something, there's a belief that you have to be, you should have given 10,000 hours of study or practice into it for you to achieve some level of greatness in it. So how many of us on this call have put 10,000 hours into that thing you're saying is not working? I don't think it's for me. It's not making sense. I think I should drop it. How many people have put 10,000 hours to practice, to work it, to build it, to shape it? Until you've done 10,000 hours, we cannot table it and sit down with you and say, oh, yeah, this person actually put 10,000 hours, oh, and then they did all the right things and it's still not doing. So maybe it's not really for them. You know, that's mediocrity is a pitfall. This is one pitfall that immediately he smiles at you like this, slap it and run. You need to slap it because it should not come near you again. Don't just run all the other ones, run, 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 right? But mediocrity, hurt mediocrity. Let mediocrity know that me and you can never be friends. Me and you can never be in the same WhatsApp group. Mediocrity has to know that it cannot come near you. You have to hate it with passion. You have to detest it. Don't ever be mediocre. Whatever you're doing, whatever arms of your as you are growing your business, avoid mediocrity. The world is too awake to excellence for you to be mediocre. Then another pitfall is inauthenticity. Inauthenticity is going to is a lot of that's what we see in this our world today. And me, I always say that losing your authentic self in the name of personal branding is giving pick me. Why are you branding yourself? Why are you making yourself appear a certain way when you're not that way? Because you think that people that are that way are people that people like. And so you want people to pick you too. So you are structuring yourself that way, right? Don't lose your authenticity, no matter what it is that you're doing. Authenticity is what actually truly sells. The story of the great companies of the world, companies that have stood the test, family companies, most of them that have stood the test of time, they stayed authentic to their values, to who they are. They didn't lose that, right? That's very, very important, right? And then the final pitfall that you should avoid is self-knowledge gap. Self-knowledge, always know yourself. Because as a person you evolve, the person you were last year may not be the person you are today. And you cannot be looking at yourself with the lens of last year when you're already a different person today. Always learn yourself. Learn yourself as you're learning your world and you're learning so much about everything that's happening. Oh, it's such a constantly changing world that we are in. Learn yourself too. Am I making sense to somebody? Just learn yourself as much as you can. Right. So let's go to this session. In 3 minutes, I just want us to brainstorm wherever it is that you are. I want you to do these three things. I want you to, what are the unique pitfalls, things that have stumbled, that are just one. I want you to do one, right? What is the unique pitfall that you have experienced on your journey so far? Right. Then I want you to list at least two possible solutions that you will use to counter that pitfall, and then two functional solutions. So possible solutions is things that can solve it, things that you think can solve it. Then functional solution is a little bit advanced. You've looked at it and thought, this thing, I feel like this is the best way to, this is not just the best way to do it, this is what can work based on my experience, right? So I'm going to give us 3 minutes for us to just brainstorm together. Who wants to go first? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Oh, okay. I can see Kikachuku pit for imposter syndrome. Awesome. So what are the possible solutions you've tried? Kendra, please get away from me. You're making noise. Bye bye.
Sorry, is everything all right? I'm not hearing anybody.
So it can be career related, it can also be personal related. Your coaches. So you know how life, everything is kind of joined together, whichever way you want to go. Okay. I'll try going ahead with what I plan to do. In some cases, had a result that made me wonder why I said that. Okay. Let me respond to that. Um, One of the things that you will quickly learn in life is that you can try something with the hope of getting the result that other people that did that thing got, and you may not still get the result. And sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with you at all, right? It's not that you didn't do it well. It's not that you shouldn't have tried. So success is not a reward for attempting. I know that people say, what's it called? They say, um, the number of goals you don't eat are the numbers of goals you don't try. Something like that. I don't know, something really, really funny like that. But life isn't that black and white. Life is very gray. Success is not the reward for trying. It's not everything that you try that you will be successful at, that you will hit, right? Success is capacity, attempting something is capacity building. And that's why people will say that the success is not in the goal, it's in the journey. If you try something one time, two times, three times, four times, what happens is that after you the 100th time, you become a pro at it. It's not the same um level of information that you had when you tried it for the very first. So success is not what life rewards you with for attempting something. Right. So that's why if you feel like this is something I should do and you did it and it did not work, you need to look at it again from another lens. What do I have to do better? To make it get me the result that I want. Awesome. So let me move ahead. So how do you then stay relevant? Because that's really important. The world we are in is a constantly evolving world. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's black is not today's black. Everything is always changing. There's always something happening. It's a really informed, very charged up toward, right? And if you snooze, you can lose. One minute you are still trying to figure out, the next minute people have already gone far ahead of you, right? So these are the most important ways for you to stay relevant in today's world. The first thing is you have to keep learning. You have to be a lifelong learner. You have to keep your ears to the streets. What is happening in your industry, in your career, in your business, in your personal life? You have dreams, you have goals, you have visions, right? Then you have to keep learning. Yeah, that's how to stay relevant. If you keep learning, I don't know whichever way you learn best, but another thing to be a lifelong learner is to choose your learning channels. You can't learn like the way everybody learns. This is not primary or secondary school where all of us have to cram and pour. This is life. You have to find how you assimilate lessons quickly, how you assimilate information quickly. You have to find it. Everybody has a way they assimilate information quickly. Find it. For some people, it's books. You're gonna read a lot of books. That's how you want to learn. Fine, that works. For some people, is subscribing to some newsletters. You just realize that, oh, you are reading newsletter every day, and you are just more intelligent in this area. For some people, it's YouTube. You watch a lot of video, it stays with you. You have a very photographic memory. Once you see it, it stays. You have to find your learning channel and stick with it and be updating yourself with the trends that are happening in your industry, you know. And then second thing you want to do is you have to keep up with trends, right? You have to pay attention. You can't expect to just be doing this thing. Every time you are doing something, ask yourself, is there a better way to do this? Is there a more effective way to do this? Is there a tool that I can use to do this for me? And this is not just because there's AI now, right? This is just how life is, right? Is there a faster way to do this? Is there a quicker way, more effective way to do this? Pay attention. Reset and find out what is happening. What's the new happening? What are the new trends? What are the new tools? What are the new methodologies in your field? Join the conversation. Ask the conversations. Be a part of a forum. I don't take people seriously that say they are building a career that don't belong to a community. You're not active. Oh, oh, it's a WhatsApp group. Well, WhatsApp stresses me. You have to find the one that will not stress you. You have to be an active member of a community in the field that you claim to be building, or in the career path that you claim to be building. So keep up with the trend. That's the best way to keep up with trends. Oh, guys, what's happening in coaching today? What's the if I ask people on this call, what's the current trend in coaching in 2024? What were the current trends in 2020? You should be able to answer off the art straight up without me pushing and pushing for answers. So you must always keep up, with the trend. Another thing is storytelling. See, because we are in a constantly evolving world, you always have to. Storytelling is a continuous sentence or continuous past participle. You have to keep telling your story because you are evolving with the world as the world is evolving, right? You may be a storyteller today. I'm a storyteller in marketing today. Tomorrow, I may be a storytelling in software. And people need to see my trajectory as I'm going, right? You have to keep telling your evolution story, right? You can't start the story and then just tell us the end. I've gotten there. That does not make sense to anybody. Imagine if you start watching a film and then you just see the end. Have you ever watched a film that you're like, have you ever watched a film and they say the end and you're like, I be these people they whine me? How can you the end when I'm still waiting for what happened to you? Have a lot of questions. That's how exactly how you are if you do not keep telling your stories, right? You have to keep updating the stakeholders in your life, in your career, of how you are evolving through the different dispensations. Oh, I gained this skill. I did this product. I did this. We have to know that you're growing. Those are the people that people want to relate with, people that we can see. It's clear. Don't be hiding those stories that are important for people to connect with you, right? You have to do storytelling to stay relevant, right? Now, and then the next thing is move. Now that you are learning and seeing these new updates, just act. Another thing about a lot of us is that we just want to be a repository of information. Did you know that in 2023, when Kineko, we have heard you, Professor Labamba. What did you do? How did you contribute to that information? How did you contribute to that success story? Or how did you contribute? We don't. They just know how to tell the story. They were not involved. They didn't roll up their sleeves. They did not contribute anything one way or the other. You don't want to be that person in a world that keeps changing, right? One of the ways that you stay relevant is if people know that you move accordingly, you move with the time. It's like the Apala song says, "Táyé bá ti ń yí, jẹ́ ká máa bá yí." As the world is evolving, you too be moving. As the world is turning, you too be turning. This is a tale as old as time, right? if you are not moving as you are learning all this information and as you are keeping up with all this updates, what happens is that that's how we leave you behind, because we have moved to 2028 and you're still in 2023. Start practicing, start playing with these new things. This is what they say is happening now. Let me test it. Let me see what's happening. Let me put my hands on this, right? And finally, another way to stay relevant in this world is to build your soft skills. Oh, soft skills are the currency of today's world. I interviewed today at a global company at stage 3 interview, and I realized that after 20 minutes of them asking, of doing the technical stuff, the remaining questions across board, the global CMO was there, the global business and transformation, somebody was there, and then the head of talent, something global was there. And I realized that 70% of the questions that was asked after that were just around soft skills. How would you communicate? If this type of thing happened, how would you deal with it? A lot of them, and that's why they want to hire you. That's why a lot of big companies, after they've tested your technical abilities, they will say, come for a culture fit interview. A culture fit interview is to help them determine if you have soft skills that are valuable to their culture. So you have to build soft skills, update your soft skills portfolio. Every year, Forbes and Times, they release a list of the top soft skills that are relevant for the world. Every year I look at it, say, this one I don't have. Oh, yeah, this is what we are building this quarter. This one I don't have. This is what I'm building this quarter. And not only are you building it so that you can show people you are building it, but you become those things, right? Pick one at a time. And the reason why they are called soft skill is not that it's something you can do, right? It's something that you are. It's second nature. It's a skill. If you say somebody has communication skill, it doesn't mean that that person can speak or that person can talk. It means that that person can communicate with whoever it is that they speak to. Any interaction that has to do with communicating a point, the people they communicate to understand them, and then they understand the level at which they are understood. That's what communication skill is. And it's a continuous thing, because you're going to talk to different people, you're going to communicate with different people, you're going to say different things along the way. So it's not something that you're going to build today and you're going to say, I'm an expert at communication. No, it's a skill set that you have to keep refining, sharpening the edges, working through, right? So these are the major things that you can do to stay relevant in today's ever-changing world. Be a lifelong learner, keep up with trends in your industry, put your ears to the street. This is the world as it is. You have to know what is happening. And there are some, if you don't have good relationships with people in your industry, there are some things that may be happening that have started happening last year. You are just hearing this year. So you have to really, everything is intertwined. Then tell your stories, then move, act. As you're learning, as you're thinking, as you're seeing new things, as you're seeing new prospects, act. Things don't have to happen to you. You too can make things happen in your industry. You don't have to wait for the people that have gone ahead of you to figure things out. Like, oh, in coaching now, or in creative business now, or in this business now, that's what we'll not be using. No, you can be the one to start a trend. And you can start a trend if you are paying attention to what is happening. Right. And then soft skills, update your soft skills. Right. So this is another thing we are going to do, another exercise. I want you to, in your jotter, I want you to draw up these two things, right? The first one, I want you to put your soft skills portfolio. So maybe here on this pink one, you can write maybe adaptability, and this one flexibility, and then like that. Your current soft skills portfolio, I want you to put it here, right? Then here, I want you to highlight soft skills that you want to build, soft skills that you're still working on. Does that make sense? Awesome. So I'm going to give us 2 minutes, and then somebody will go for us. Somebody will share. All right. So who wants to go? Let me call somebody. Ijoma, are you here? Ijoma here. Okay, if Ijoma can hear me, let me find that person. What about someone that hasn't said anything? Deborah. Hello, Deborah. Good evening. Okay, okay, let me repeat the activity. So in this side of my screen, in this side, put your current soft skill portfolio. What are the current soft skills that you have that you've built that you know that I'm skilled in this soft skill? So soft skills are non-technical skills. The things it doesn't have to do about your job. It doesn't have to do about it's not about the technicalities of your work, right? It's about how will I call it? The things that soft landings around your job. So top soft skills are communication skills, adaptability skills, collaborative skills. Like a bunch of them, here and there. These are keywords that most of us even use to describe ourselves, right? So that's what you're putting here. And then here you're putting those ones that you feel like, oh, they're relevant for today that I should build. For example, let me even go right ahead and just Google in demand soft skills for 2024. Right. So right now, this Forbes released a list in February, and the first one is strategic thinking. So that's one. The second one is negotiation. The third one is persuasion. The fourth is presentation skills. Um, five, critical thinking. Six, mentoring. Seven, emotional intelligence. Eight, innovation. Nine, financial management, and 10, resilience. Those are the current soft skills that are important in today's world, right? So those are the type of skills that I'm talking about. So soft skills generally, they are just skills outside of what you used to do your work, right? They're about they're like psychosocial skills, stuff like that. That's where where you to succeed in your career, and it also help you work well with others and get good results um in your field, right? So um I think I will just move on because I called a few people, but I'm not sure that they are here. And so this is something that I would like everybody to take a screenshot of or something, right? What I want you to do is put your picture here and then put your name here. This is a peaceful and relevance chart. And it's a snapshot of your strengths, your pitfalls, your achievements, and a picture of what relevance look like tomorrow for you. So under here, you are going to put in the things you're great at, the things that come naturally to you, right? The things that also here your soft skills will also be here as well. And then here your pitfalls, the things that easily set you off, the things that you're distracted by, some of the challenges that you usually face, imposter syndrome, getting carried away, all of those things are your own. You put them here. Then your achievements in your field. What are the things that you want to achieve despite your pitfalls and with your strength? You put this here. Then write a one-liner, two-liner sentence. What does relevance to you look like tomorrow in your field? So I'm gonna wait. We can take a screenshot, or I can send just this part of the slide as a picture to you guys, and then is that a better thing to do, Titi? Should they take a screenshot, or
Yes,
I can
yes,
send this
yes,
picture?
yes.
All right.
Because some of them are
So
using
I will send.
phone, so they might not be able to take screenshots effectively.
Okay, so I will tell my assistant to send this image to you on Instagram, Titi. She'll send it to you. All right. So
All right, thank you.
and what I want us what I want us to do with it is I want us to feel it, right? I want us to feel it and share with me. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to know what that looks like. I want to know that, oh, you understand everything that I've said today. Then the most important thing is take action. All these things that I have said, they are all sweet and good, but they mean nothing, absolutely nothing, if you do not take the needed action. So, in conclusion, the most important thing is pitfalls are avoidable. Most of them are avoidable, and do your best to avoid them. They come with the terrain. They come with the landmine. It's part of the thing that you're going to experience in life, but you can avoid them, right? Then two, if you do fall, because it also happens sometimes that you fall, put yourself out, cry out for help if you have to, but don't be stuck in the pitfall. Don't give up in the pitfall. Come out of it, right? And then conclusion number three, relevance is a skill for people that is driven by excellence, right? It's a skill. Being relevant is a skill. Nobody is relevant by mistake or accidentally. Relevance is a skill. You have to always, whatever you create, whatever you put out, whatever you are creating, whether it's a product, whether it's a service, you have to always make sure that the relevance quotient is high. Because if it isn't, we are going to forget it tomorrow. I'm going to forget it tomorrow. Right. So make sure that you build relevance. All the things I've talked about how to stay relevant, right? Is not as is not as important as the need to stay relevant. So make sure that every time you are doing something, every time you're coaching, every time you're building a new business or whatever it is that you are doing, you ensure that relevance is one of the things that you are optimizing for. Optimize for relevance per time, right? And I will take questions. Thank you guys for listening. I will take questions now.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. That was really, really awesome. I don't know what else to say other than awesome. So yeah, this is the Q&A session um, of the summit. So we're just gonna take some questions. I think somebody dropped a question here. Okay, from Kikachuku. Okay, before we take questions, yeah, our ritual is to actually use the react button just to appreciate the knowledge we just got for free. So please use the react button. You can clap, right? You can celebrate. You can even use the fire emoji to show um how hot the knowledge you just got is. So please just make sure that you are appreciating our coach, right? I'm also doing that because it's actually very, very important to motivate our coach. I mean, a lot of people charge for this information, right? If she was to put a price to it, we might not be able to afford it actually. So let's just appreciate that. So we are going into the Q&A session now. We have a question from Kikachuku. um it is, please, I want to ask, now that many waters are already under the bridge, okay, how do I start sharing my story at this point of my success journey? How do I start sharing my story? I think that's the part of the question. So yeah.
All right. So I Hikachuku. So you start exactly where you're at. That's the beginning. The day you wake up. I bet you always say that thing. The day you wake up is when it is morning, right? So what has happened in the past doesn't really matter. There are many stories that we've read. There are many stories and films that you watch that is not that somebody grew from childhood. It's just the protagonist is an adult, a full-fledged adult man or woman. What is important is that start with where you are. You are already maybe in point C, right? So what you will do is start where you are today, right? Introduce yourself to us. Then occasionally you can be going back. That's what throwback Thursdays are for. That's how we'll get to know you. I feel like people that have not done storytelling for a bit, and they are finally starting storytelling. One of the things that they should build their storytelling plan around should be Thursdays. Right. So introduce yourself maybe on a Monday. Oh, this is who I am. This is my portfolio. This is what I've done. When I did this, yada yada yada. Tuesday something else, Wednesday something else. But Thursday, utilize your Thursdays for throwback as much as you can. Oh, a picture of you 2, 3 years ago, just starting life or just learning something, or the first thing you did that failed or something. That way, people will feel like you're taking them back with you, right? But the best way to start sharing your story today is to start where you are today. You don't have to wait for a grand thing. You don't have to wait for a grand inspiration or a grand way to do it. Just start with where you are today, what you have reached today. And as we go along the way, people will even start to ask you questions. If your story is that interesting or the way you're telling it is great, people will start to ask you questions like, how did you become this person? How did you do this? And you will start to realize that, oh, there are more stories to be told. And then it will help you to be bringing out all those other stories that we probably have missed. I hope I was able to answer your question, Kikachiko.
Okay. All right. Okay. It says yes, ma. I don't know if it's a girl or a boy, but yeah. Yes, ma. So thank you for that. Do we have any other question? Do we have any other question? Mm, okay, it's almost 1 hour. Please, can I get the template you mentioned earlier? Yes, she's going to actually share the file with us. She'll share the file with Coach Lee, and we will definitely share it with you all. So please join the Telegram channel, right? Join the Telegram channel so that you can have access. We'll be dropping it on our Telegram channel. The content schedule. Um, I don't think that was what she's going to drop, or she's going to drop. She's not. I don't think she's going to drop a content schedule. What she's going to drop is, please, where's the Telegram link? Okay, wait, praise. Let me take it one at a time. So she's not dropping the content schedule. She's actually dropping a template to measure your soft skills, also to plan your relevance, um, and also measure your pitfalls or identify your pitfalls and your achievements. So I don't know if that is the same thing you refer to as content schedule, but I don't think that's what she's going to drop. What she's going to drop is just a template to measure your soft skills, identify your pitfalls, and also point out your achievements, and definitely highlight the relevance that you want to be or where you want to be tomorrow. So yes, that's what we're expecting from her. Um so for the Telegram link, I mentioned it last time that you should check any of the emails you have received from us. Is actually with the social media. She mentioned it. Okay, so Adebola, I think I'm not clear on what Kikachukwu is saying. She said, or you mentioned a content schedule. I don't know. Am I
Yeah,
missing things? Am I missing
yeah.
things? So
No, 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 you're not. So, when I was saying that when somebody is starting to share their story for after not being sharing it for the first time, I feel like their content schedule should utilize, Throwback Thursdays, right? I'm not sharing a content schedule, right? Because if I don't even think I can share a content schedule for you because now you know your story path, right? And even if you go on Pinterest or online, there are so many available easy basic content schedule templates. 30 days, 60 days, what to post. You can check online and download one of those and just start. Maybe day one is to talk about who you are and so on and stuff. Maybe day two is talk about your work experience. Day three is they are born. Just Google some of them. They are already other creators have done things like that and put online and they're just available for free, right? That's one of the things that's what I would say concerning that. But personally, myself and I'm not sharing a content schedule. The only things I think I'll be sharing are the templates in this slide that I feel like are important. So this pitfall and relevant snapshot. Yes, I think I will share this as well. Your soft skills portfolio, your soft skill dream, and then I will share this as well. Pitfalls, possible solution, functional solutions. I think that those are the three things that I will share with Coach Lee, and then they will share with you.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, me, I have a question, and I think it's not a serious question. I just want to know how you actually designed the slide because it's fun, right? I've never
Oh,
seen the slide.
so I designed my slides in Canva. I've been designing my slides in Canva for years now.
So
Canva is
it's
very
really
easy
fun.
for me to use and play around. Yeah. It's Canva that is helping me.
Okay. Just hold on. We'll get the Telegram link, but like I said, it's always in your email. So just give me 1 minute. Let me try to see if I can copy the Telegram link. Okay. So while we are just waiting for the next question, I don't know if there is anything you want to add. As a goodbye speech or something. Adebola,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, not really. I just want to say that the most important thing, what I will measure as success, for spending time with you guys this evening is if, you know, everybody on this call, or at least most people on this call, take action, of what I have said, also of what other coaches have said in the past. Imagine by next year when we come together, you people are not just attendees, some of you are speakers, some of you are panelists, some of you are contributing your quota to what we are trying to do, and you've become better people.
Okay. I just dropped the
Um,
Telegram
yeah,
channel.
so that, oh, okay, all right. So that's what I want to say. Just act. Action is really, really important. Is very. I mean, I feel when I teach and then people are like, "Oh," I say, "Have you go and do it first." When you do it and you do not do, come and talk to me, right? But do it first. Don't come up with all the questions. What if about the, do it first. Do it first. And then let's talk about the results that you get after you've done it. So I feel like that's very important. And then I'm currently on social media right now, but if you send him, you can send an email to me at, let me drop my email here. I am on my email. Like that's the first thing I read after I read my Bible in the morning. Sometimes if I read my email first before before I read my Bible. So you can send me an email at the Adebola Williams at gmail.com, and I will see it because I've taken a break. My break was supposed to even start today, but some people were sending some. It's the day that you announce that you're going on break. That's when people remind that you have something to do with them. So my assistant is taking care of that, but I've logged out of it from my socials right now. But you can always reach me on an email. Just let me
Awesome.
know,
I
ask your
admire that.
questions, and then I'll respond. Yeah.
Yeah, I admire that. It's just being honest with yourself, knowing that you need a break, you need to recalibrate, you need to get refreshed. I mean, not a lot of people overwork themselves and they don't even know when to stop until their body needs it. So I really admire that. And one of the things that actually stuck out with me personally is one thing you said. You said success is not the reward for trying. I mean that really, it hit me personally. So, and I think everybody on
Mm,
this call actually enjoyed the session. So again, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. So I'll be stopping the recording right now. However, she mentioned that she's on a break, everybody. So please, you can actually follow her. I promise you, you'll find it fun because our videos are always fun. Our post is always, just to read the caption. You will enjoy it. You will never be bored with her. That's just the truth. So if you want to learn storytelling without, I don't know if you can afford abuse, but if you want to learn storytelling, please follow her and you can actually learn a few things from her. She's actually fun to read and fun to watch. Our videos are actually fun. So yes, thank you so much again. Thank you everyone for joining. This summit continues on Wednesday and we'll be having another interesting session on Wednesday. So thank you for joining. And right now I'll just be stopping the recording